Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So today I am going to be doing like my favorite books as book tropes. I saw this like template on Instagram, so I decided to write all them down and then put my favorite book with that trope. So let's get started. My first trope is forbidden love, and for that I picked My Policeman by Bethan Roberts. This is, I feel like it's kind of a little bit of an underrated slash not super popular book. I did read it because Harry Styles was going to be in the movie. Yes, if you didn't know, I'm the biggest Harry Styles fan ever. And when I found out he was going to be in this, I had to read the book. And yes, I went into it doing it for that reason, but I actually ended up really, really liking this book. I don't know, it's just so deep. Like, it's so emotional and deep. And this obviously has a super strong forbidden love in it because it's set in the 1950s in London, England. And it's Tom and Patrick are like in love with each other, but being gay is illegal. Like, illegal. And Tom is a policeman, so like he knows the laws, but he's gonna break them. But he ends up dating this girl Marion and marrying her, which he really does like her as a friend. He's not into her romantically, but he does like her as a friend. And she's kind of a good cover to have a secret relationship. So this is very strongly forbidden love. Next we have the grumpy sunshine trope. And for this I picked Hot House Flower by Krista and Becca Ritchie. If you didn't watch my last video, I read the whole Addicted Calloway Sisters series in March, and well, this was my favorite book in the series, was Hot House Flower. And obviously Daisy is very sunshine, happy, like bubbly, and Reich is very whatever, grumpy, curses all the time. But they're so cute together. They make so much sense, and I love them so much. If you haven't picked up the Addicted Calloway Sisters series because you're worried it's like not worth the hype or anything, and it is 10 books, I understand. I couldn't put them down. I read all 10 books in 7 days. This is the arranged marriage trope, and for this one I picked Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So this is the first book in the Flesh and Fire series, which is the off series to the From Blood and Ash series. So this is about Sarah and Nyktos. I love this series so much. I love From Blood and Ash. I love Flesh and the Fire. It depends which book I read last, and that's my favorite series. So right now, Flesh and the Fire is my favorite because that was the last one of the books I've read from the series. But once the next From Blood and Ash book comes out, that will be my favorite series again, probably. But I know some people, it's been a controversial topic on Book Talk. I think some people really don't like the series. Some people love it. It's really, there's a lot of politics. There is a lot of politics, but there's a lot of spice too. There's a lot of spice. So if you're into politics and spice, fantastic series for you. I mean, the romance, I love the romance in the books. I love the stories, but I also get really into the politics and like the fantasy world of it because there's a lot going on in this world. But that one has arranged marriage and super enemies to lovers too. Next we have Secret Baby. So for this I picked Thrive by Krista and Becca Ritchie. If you haven't read the series, I won't say much else because that kind of gave some stuff a little bit away, but I won't say who this is. Anyways, I hate surprise pregnancy. I hate the pregnancy trope. I don't enjoy it at all. I hate it. I hate it so much. But I really enjoyed Thrive. I think it's also because it's so deep into the series and you know the characters so well that like the story obviously had to go somewhere else besides just dating and marriage and engagement between all of them for so long. Obviously we had to start something else in the storyline, and I think it made sense for the character. Next we have Soulmates, and so for this I picked A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I could have gone more like actual, like, I guess more realistic soulmates, but I thought I just would go mates, just full on mates. And Rhysand and Feyre are so iconic together, and I love this book. This book's really good. Read the ACOTAR series. I don't know what else to say. I thought they'd be overhyped too, and they just weren't. They just weren't. They're really that good. They really are that good. Sarah J. Maas books are just genuinely amazing, and they're really addictive, which is kind of bad because there's so many and they're so expensive. They're so good and they're so fun. Just get through the first book. If you can get through the first book, you'll be fine. That's all you have to do. It's so worth it. Next we have Dark Secret, and for this I picked From Blood and Ash. So this is the first book in the From Blood and Ash series. And I love this book. This book really got me into fantasy. Like, this whole series really got me into fantasy. It's about Poppy and Hawk. But that's part, there's a really deep dark secret in this first book. And you were just kind of like, you learn about it and you're like, no way we're recovering from this. No way we recover from this. But it's so good. It's so good. It's so enemies to lovers. It's, oh my god, high stakes. I love it. I love it so much. Next, we have Secret Identity. So for this, I picked House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the Crescent City series. I love the Crescent City series. I feel like it's a series of Sarah J. Maas's that's everyone's least favorite. I have not read Throne of Glass yet, but I do like this more than ACOTAR. And I really loved ACOTAR. But I do like Crescent City more. I really got into with the characters. Like, Bryce is like me as a fantasy character. Like, to a T, it's kind of insane. I love the characters. I love the stories of the characters. I love the world. I know I love it. I love it. This one's more politic heavy for sure than ACOTAR. But I've really gotten into that. I think since I started from Blood and Ashes, like my first fantasy series ever, I was used to that. So not having that in ACOTAR was like a little different, I guess, for me to read. And so in this, it wasn't hard for me to figure it out and kind of piece it together. I think they're so worth it to read. I didn't think they were confusing, and I didn't think they were boring. I cried within the first 90 pages of the first book. I really enjoy them, but this has Secret Identity in it, and they may be my favorite relationship in the whole series. So next is Rivals, and I picked Kiss the Sky by Kristen and Becca Ritchie. This is about Rose and Connor, academic rivals since they've known each other, and it's so good, and I love it, and they're so smart, and I love the banter and their conversations, and like, they're just so smart. They're so smart, and it's so funny to watch all the other characters like listen to them and really have no clue what they're talking about. They're kind of like what on earth is this conversation happening? Like, I don't know, but they're so funny. I love them together. I love Rose and Connor. Again, read the Addicted Calorie Sister series. I have a second chance, and I picked, of course, Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings for this. This is my favorite series of all time. I don't think anything will ever top it for me. Magnolia, Daisy, all of them. I love them so much. Yeah, this is a second chance romance. The whole series kind of is. I feel like the whole series is just one big quadruple chance romance. I don't know what else to say for it. That's kind of just what it feels like. I love every second of it. Now, if you're not okay with toxic relationships, like specifically if you ever watched Gossip Girl and you hated Chuck and Blair together, please don't read this. You will not have a good time. It will not be fun. You will be miserable, and I really just don't want to hear someone hate on these books because it really breaks my heart every time someone does. I hold them so near and dear to my heart. Like, I'm literally wearing a Be Mine Valentine t-shirt, and I just made this charm necklace for Magnolia Parks, and I cannot count on one hand how many bees are in the room I'm sitting in right now. But if you're interested and you loved Gossip Girl and you love Chuck and Blair, please read. You will love this series so much. It's worth every second. Her writing is so magical. Oh my god, I love it. I just love it so much. And if you love it, please follow me because I will never shut up about it, and I will probably talk about this series in every single video because it's my favorite thing ever. And if you've also read Magnolia Parks Into the Dark and you want to hear some more thoughts on it, go watch my reading vlog on that because it's full spoiler. And I really just spill every thought I had, and I need people to talk to about it because there's just a lot of thoughts. Then we have Friends to Lovers, and I picked Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey for this. I don't talk about this book super often, but I actually really love this book and the duology of this. Like, I really enjoy it. This is about Fox and Hannah is Piper's younger sister from the first story. What it happened one summer, and then Fox is Brennan's best friend. So they met each other in the first book, and then you see their relationship happen in this book, and they were friends in the first book, and they started off really kind of where the relationship left off in this. So they're still friends starting, and you see their relationship form, and they're so sweet together. And then we have enemies to lovers. So for this, I obviously picked Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This is my other favorite series ever in existence, and I'm so excited for Onyx Storm to come out in January, and I will be waiting on the edge of my seat for it to happen. I picked this as my enemies to lovers, though. We have Violet and Xaden. I love them. I love them so much. I love every character in this book, except for obviously the choice few, who we all know about. I love this series. You can say what you want. You can hate on the second book all you want, and I hear why you hate it, and I definitely see why you do. And I did notice that too. I just literally could have cared less because I had such a good time and every emotion was felt. So I literally could have cared less anything else that was happening. Okay, but seriously, if you haven't read this yet, I really, really enjoyed it. I think it was worth the time. I mean, everyone has their own opinions on these books. I think everyone just kind of needs to read them for themselves. But I think they're super fun, and I love it, and I love the dragons. So if that's why you've been thinking about reading them, I'd say definitely because you will enjoy the dragons, for sure. And then last, but certainly not least, because it is my favorite trope, fake dating, which the cheat sheet by Sarah Adams for this. I've probably talked about this book a couple times now. I love this book so much. They've been friends like their whole lives, and she is now a retired dance teacher, and he is a pro football player. So she's had a crush on him forever. He didn't know, ruined their friendship because she was like, I literally can't be friends with you anymore. Then they became friends again, and it just goes from there. And she is seen with him, I think, out to dinner or something. And of course, the publicist is like, we have to fake date now. He can't be seen like that. So we started the whole fake dating, and it's so good. It's so good. It's YA, but like you don't need spice to feel the tension. You don't need it. It's so not needed in this story. It's actually insane. The tension is so good. The banter's so good. The chemistry between the characters is so good. Such a short, easy read. So if you love fake dating or football or dance, read it. Read it because super short, does not take a long time to read. So fun. Great time. That is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and comment any other video ideas or book suggestions you have. I will hopefully have some reading vlogs coming up within the next couple weeks. I have some planned, and I'm really excited for the videos and the books I'm reading in them. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys soon.